I want to let you know this world news stuff has been really bothering me. And I'm going to show a couple of screenshots of the articles first before what I had to say. And when I think about what I just said in the 4 minutes, there's more information that I want to say. There's more stuff I want to break down. But right now, I'm focusing on Europe more than the Muslims and the Africans at this time, and the Asians. Okay, so let's get into that shit. So I discovered the interview with the French president on 60 Minutes, and you know, I have an interesting perspective I want to share, especially with fellow Americans, that especially in places of poverty, the hood, okay, black people, people with lesser education, it's not that we aren't aware, but we aren't aware. Okay, so I mean, obviously, with this Lady Liberty, Statue of Liberty, we do understand that France is a part of the U.S. history and was an ally, but I don't think we ever apply that to our daily lives. There are a lot of people from the hood that never really see past the hood, meaning just getting around America, let alone ever thinking about traveling overseas, having enough money in if they ever did think of it. Okay, so watching his interview, it makes me realize, a lot of people talk about the UK, bottle of water, and they got their little music scene and shit like that. We think of Britain. We don't really think of the war on the day to day, especially United Nations and life evolves past that. And, a lot of trades going on with all countries. So I mean, just in the grand scheme of things, bigger than just war itself, um, we don't really think about that. So for me to see that defense is important to the French president makes me think about the fact that we do have every race, every country in America, okay? But we never really think about hostility. We don't see Russians in America like hostility, or I mean, maybe some of them do face scrutiny for the actions of others in their countries, but not all Russians are bad. You know what I'm saying? Not all North Koreans are bad. Not and the list goes on for everybody. How many people are really neo Nazis? How many people are still like swastikas? How many people, even in U.S. sovereignty with the Confederate flag? But all that aside, it just makes me want to reach out to the French president and ask him, like, what's it like dealing with stupid Americans that don't even understand uh, our big brothers and shit like that. Like the fact I ain't never really thought about rich people that can fly from country to country. How many French men have been here? How many British people have been here? How many Korean people have been here? And them taking that back to their country, and the impressions that we leave upon others. Okay, I done cussed out a whole lot of people. Done called a lot of people some fuck niggas over some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I might have even cussed out some French niggas. You know what I'm saying? And not even realize the impact that that'll have later. But I think this is a good time to tune in and say that, especially people that's from the hood and stuff like that. We, I don't know. Me personally, I never had somebody sit down and tell me about the different European countries and who are in alliances and what the wars are, or what they represent, what their culture is. And it's hard to find that information because, you know, I mean, even Austria, France, Germany, um, Russia, Ukraine, Poland, like, ain't nobody telling me that type of shit. You know, they don't teach you that in school. They don't teach you that. You know, I can't afford to go there. I wouldn't know where to start. I wouldn't know if I'm going to the right country. I think that's probably the toughest part, coming from poverty in America. And meanwhile, these other countries, that not only do they learn their language, they have to learn English. They already start off with 2 languages. Like, I don't know any French. I hardly know any Spanish. I don't know any Russian. I don't know any German. I don't know any Mandarin, okay? And the list goes on and on. So it's like, I think that's probably the biggest struggle in the world. I don't know about impoverished countries or third world countries that are in fact suffering, but I think, at least on the intellectual level, that's a huge disadvantage coming from the hood. So, you know, R.I.P. to all the other niggas. Like, man, we could have went to France, nigga. We could have went to Paris, nigga.